Today is a very special day, one that I think a lot of people have been waiting for a very long time. One where AI bros are probably in the corner right now crying. They are sad, they are upset, they are punching walls because today's news is a very big blow to them. If let's just be honest here, this probably wasn't what they were expecting. They thought that they were going to be able to generate slop forever and just be able to get away with it. But recently, something has happened, something that I think many people did not expect. Copyright and AI art. It looks like it's not going hand in hand together. It's not mixing as well as they thought it would. So I was scrolling through Twitter yesterday and I came across this thread and it said AI generated artwork officially is ineligible for copyright protection as the US Supreme Court declines to review a appeal case. The court rules that artwork needs to have a human creator in order to be eligible. Now, when I read that, I was like, oh, really? This is one of those interesting situations because this is something that's been fought for a very long time by AI bros. They have been complaining and complaining. I've made videos talking about in the past. One AI bro got so upset because they spent I think they said 100+ hours writing up prompts to create their quote unquote artwork, and they believe that it should be copyright protected, and they didn't like the people were stealing from them. It's pretty nonsense, right? But this is how they think. And so I want to look into this a little bit more to see what actually was ruled in this court case so I can understand if there's probably some loopholes that AI bros can get around, or if this is actually a huge W for actual artists. So since already the US Supreme Court declined on Monday to take up the issue of whether art generated by artificial intelligence can be copyrighted under US law, turning away a case involving a computer scientist from Missouri who was denied a copyright for a piece of visual art made by his AI system. Good. I don't know why you thought it should be copyrighted, but good. This is plaintiff Stephen Taylor has appealed to the justice after lower court upheld the U.S. Copyright Office decision that the AI crafted visual art at issue in the case was ineligible for copyright protection because it did not have a human creator. When I read things like this, my only problem that I have when I see something like this is the fact that, all right, what does human creator actually mean, right? Because that's always been like the big heated topic, and I'm pretty sure going further in the article we'll understand it more. But reading something like that, I always do question though when they say human creator, because what does it mean? Does it mean that just a human has to type in prompts? Is that like the factor that's missing? Or is it meaning that, hey, there needs to be some buttons that need to be pushed to quote unquote tweak it, and then it counts as human? A human creator has interacted, I guess, when making the quote unquote said piece. But let's continue. So this is a very interesting part. So Thaler applied for a federal copyright registration in 2018, covering a recent entrance to Paradise Visual Arts. Said his AI technology, DABUS created. The image shows train tracks entering a portal surrounded by what appears to be green and purple plant imagery. So we're talking about 2018, before the whole AI boom even really took off. Very interesting stuff. But continuing on, says the Copyright Office has separately rejected bids by artists for copyrights on images generated by the AI system Midjourney. Those artists argued that they were entitled to copyrights for images they created with AI assistance, unlike Thaler, who said his system created a recent entrance to Paradise independently. So essentially what this means right here is what I was talking about earlier, which is you have someone who, let's say, has Midjourney, and let's say they just had it output whatever it wants. There are actual AI tools or AI systems that these people will use sometimes where it just spits out anything. You don't do anything. You just pretty much click generate and it makes something. I'm assuming that this is what this part is in reference to, and for this part is referring more to a different system where you can technically quote unquote tweak AI art. To give you a better idea of what I'm talking about, let me show you a clip from one of my videos I made a while back that went over this more in depth. Version, or this demo that they show as like their speed generation. Let me see if I can set this to HQ for y'all. So yeah, this is their generated. It's like 9-10 minutes of them showing their version of, I guess, adding differences to certain parts of it that they're painting over, and they're adding different ideas, complexities. Yeah, I mean, at the end, you're still typing in a bunch of different prompts. You're just grabbing a painting tool or like a little brush to highlight different things that you want added, and then you're gonna go back here and then add it in. Now, of course, it's sped up, so you can say that maybe it just took them an hour to do. Now, granted, I don't think it changes a single thing. I still think this is trash, ultimately. You're still typing in prompts. You're just now selecting where you want certain parts of your prompt to be applied to. overall, uh, yeah, this is interesting because this just shows you what you can view. Maybe some might view that as a good thing, that this is actually, what people have been wanting to see, effort put in by these AI bros, whereas others are going to be like, nah, this is trash, bro. All you're doing is trying to find a loophole around something, and you're ultimately still at the end of the day just typing in prompts because, like, here they say, oh look, I'm editing it right there, see, I'm doing so much work. I'm drawing some lines right here, and I'm about to go back to the AI tool and I'm going to type in what I needed to do. Boom. Look at that. All that hard work. When in reality, no. So yeah, this is a topic that I covered a while back, and this is something that AI bros have been using to try and get around copyright protection laws and trying to get away and say, hey, see, humans involved. Look at that. Isn't that what you guys wanted? And I mean, is it scummy? Of course. Is it really true artistry? We're at work when you look at something like that? No. Do they think it is though? Yeah. And it's just embarrassing. So it continues by saying a federal judge in Washington upheld the office decision in Thaler's case in 2023, writing that human authorship is a bedrock requirement of copyright. Since the U.S. Copyright Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit affirming the rule in 2025. Thaler's lawyers told the Supreme Court in a filing that the case was a paramount importance considering the rapid use of generative AI. Since with a refusal by the court to hear the appeal, Thaler's lawyers said even if it later overturns the Copyright Office test in another case, it will be too late. The Copyright Office will have irreversibly and negatively impacted AI development and use in the creative industry during critically important years. Although the Copyright Act does not define the term author, multiple revisions of the act make it clear that the term refers to the human rather than the machine, the administration says. So the Supreme Court rejected Thaler's request to hear his argument in a separate case involving prototypes for a beverage holder and a light beacon concerning whether AI-generated inventions should be eligible for U.S. patent protections. His patent applications were rejected by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on similar grounds. And good. This idea that using AI-generated inventions and now you want to get copyright protections on them, and the chance that someone else might potentially ever come up with it, but because AI just came up with it, now you deserve to have a patent for it? No. I think that's silly. What this comes off to me is someone who uses AI to generate so much slop and they're trying to see how much they can get away with. That's literally all this is. And I see just a whole bunch of issues coming with it if it was to ever be allowed to go through. So this is of course a big W, but of course there's still other AI lawsuits going on that I'm keeping a close eye on, that I'll make a video following up talking about those once there's actually decisions made. But when it comes to those things, they take a very, 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 very long time. So it might be a while before those videos come out because when it comes to the courtrooms and actual decisions, when it comes to all these type of topics, it takes a pretty hot minute. But yeah, you let me know what you think in the comment section.